Today I'm going to show you how I will be blocking the plaid lace scarf that I've just finished knitting. I have gone ahead and dropped out all of the horizontal drop stitches. You definitely want to do that before you do your blocking. You'll also notice that I have not woven my ends in yet. I do think that it works better if you block it first and then weave your ends in later. This is a piece that's really going to change pretty dramatically with blocking. So if you notice how narrow it is and how the horizontal drop stitches especially aren't laying real nice and stretched out and clear there. Blocking is going to change that quite a bit. So blocking is one of those things that I know a lot of people find intimidating. What you truly want to do is take your piece and drop it in some water. I have a bucket of water here just for ease of showing you on the video. I generally do this in my kitchen sink. I just run water as warm as it comes out of the tap. You don't need extra hot boiling water, but warm water is going to get you more bang for your buck with blocking. The warmer the water, the more your fibers are really going to open up and grow with blocking. So you want to let that set and soak. I have just pushed it underneath the water. If you set it on top, you sometimes will get sections in the center of your piece that don't get fully saturated. So put it in, make sure it's totally submerged. Let it set for a minute or so, and then you'll want to pick that up, wring out as much of the water as you can get out. And I prefer to not squish it in a towel because I find that that makes it too dry. The point of blocking is the wetter it is, the more you're going to get the fabric to change when you're laying it out. So once it has come out of the water, you are going to decide kind of how wide you want to pull this. Keep in mind with knitted pieces like this, the wider you make them, the shorter they are going to be. So you kind of have to pick how wide versus how long you want your scarf. And then I'm truly just moving the fabric apart as I go. I'm leaving enough sort of slack on the side that I haven't blocked yet so that as I pull it wide, it can take up that slack. If you lay the whole scarf out the full length of the piece and then you start pulling it wide, what you end up with, so if instead of pulling it wide first, if I were to have laid it out long first and then I go to pull it wide, you end up your whole scarf, you kind of pull one section narrower as you're pulling the other section. So I prefer to leave plenty of slack and pull it wide as I go. That allows me to make it more consistent. I really like these blocking boards or blocking mats. They are 12-inch squares, so I know exactly how wide and long I'm making my piece. And I kind of just try to eyeball it as I'm pulling it wide and keep them about an inch in on both sides. So this is becoming about 10 inches wide. And you just continue doing that all the way down until you have completed your scarf. And you'll notice the dramatic difference of how wide this is compared to before we got it wet, and also how much flatter these individual strands are laying. It really opens up, it shows the yarn off nicer, shows the pattern off nicer, and it makes a big difference. This piece is something that definitely looks dramatically different once it is blocked, and getting that blocking in is something that's really worth doing. I am terrible for being so enthusiastic about projects that I don't block them before I wear them the first time. I'm trying to get better about doing that because it definitely does make a difference. Once you've finished laying out the entire piece, you can go back and pull and tug and just make everything line up absolutely straight with things. For this piece, I don't think you need to pin it. This isn't something that if you're pulling so aggressively that you feel like you need pins to keep it as wide as you've created it, you're probably pulling it a little bit too wide. Come in just a little bit. This is not a project that I would use pins for. So I hope that you enjoyed making your scarf and definitely block it. You'll get some good benefit from it.